Do you play Mobile Legends Bang Bang? Do you use Aptoide? Well, if not, I am here to teach you what it's all about and how you are missing out on insane bonuses and extra value for your money for not doing so. Hello everybody and welcome to a new video. My name is Midway and I hope you're having a wonderful day, because I sure am. And today we're checking out the revamp to Hanzo the Akuma Ninja, which has recently had a little bit of a revamp, and they have really outdone themselves here. They have changed the way this character really feels while still maintaining the same sort of style it used to have. So in the background we have the spotlight that came out on the official Mobile Legends Bang Bang YouTube channel, and we're gonna be talking over a little bit of what, well, I feel about the new revamp over here. So before we get into it though, please go ahead and check out Aptoide if you haven't done so yet. I'll talk more about that at the end of the video with a little bit of an example as well as a guide on how to use it. But basically, Aptoide is going to be allowing you to save up a lot of money. You're going to be getting more value for your money when buying anything within Mobile Legends. Basically going to be buying a skin or whatever you want, and then when you do so you get a bit of a bonus, and then you can use that bonus to buy more stuff without actually using your real money. But again, more details at the end of the video. For now, let's just get into it. So what did the devs say about the old version of Hanzo? Well, I got a little bit of an explanation here. Since Hanzo release, we have received extensive player feedback identifying several key issues: lack of skill combinations, vulnerability in Hanzo's body, which is the ultimate, complex mechanics to really play it right, and overall just a feeling of being underpowered, just not strong enough to be enjoyable. So they have decided to optimize these shortcomings in addressing the way the whole character basically plays. So you are seeing some of the skills over here. Right now we are seeing the dash, which, well, it's going to be applying a little bit of a slow, allowing you to go in and also airborne characters when you are in your ultimate. As you can see, this is the ultimate where you morph into a bit of a ghost version, and during that time your body is not going to be able to be targeted, which is the key issue they really changed. Before, when you went into your ultimate, your body would be left behind and it would still be able to be targeted. Now this really reminds me a lot of like Yone. If you've played League of Legends, you know Yone has this skill where he leaves his body or sort of spirit behind, and then he can go forward, attack enemies, and eventually pull back. In this case, it's a little bit of the opposite. The body would come back to Hanzo, but during this time, well, you're gonna be able to do extra stuff. So it's not exactly the same mechanic, but it's a bit of something that I feel like it's a little bit inspired. It also reminds me a little bit of Cain, if you know what that character is like. He can also go through walls. He can also do exactly what you just saw, attached to characters or rather enemies, and go invulnerable during that time. He's not targetable. And he also has this knockback as well as a slow, but all in all, I just feel like some of the characters in Mobile Legends have a little bit of an inspiration from certain different characters in League of Legends. It's not exactly a one-to-one copy, of course, but a lot of these have to, well, it seems like they've gotten some of the abilities to be combined into a form that really just resembles some characters and champions from League of Legends. The devs say as well that in this new form, they have given Hanzo better pursuit, survival, and combat capabilities all in all, allowing him to participate in early fights more effectively. He's basically going to be a jungler which can go through walls and just move around the map and engage really aggressively. Also, well, you got a little bit of a combo explanation here. You can also see it in the video. You're gonna be going in, slowing enemies, dashing. You got your big burst to finish off enemies, as well as obviously going in with your morph. So this is the key gameplay that you can expect out of this character. You go into your ultimate, you transform, you morph basically, and then you can go in, apply your dash, which does a little bit of a slow as well as CC, and once you are a little bit cornered, you're gonna be going into that, instead of having your burst is gonna be transformed into, excuse me, that attachment to the enemies. You're gonna be going into them, becoming invulnerable, so that you can avoid being just blown up. And so it's a very squishy character, so that's basically your mechanic. You're gonna be going in unexpectedly because you can go through walls, burst the enemies, apply a little bit of CC so they don't go out of your range, and once they start to really focus on you and trying to apply some CC, you want to be attaching to somebody to finish them off with that big burst, just like you see right there, right? So that is how you are expected to play this character. It's also a pretty decent jungler because of the big amount of damage that it can do to the monsters in the jungle. As you can see right there, you can burst the red buff really easily. You got a little bit of a setup here that is being shown to you that's recommended, as well as some builds. You can find all of that in the official character spotlight videos I already mentioned before. But all in all, this is really supposed to be played as a jungler assassin, and that is how they are really making it look like. So a little bit of a comparison of what there was before and what is now. So they say previously in Hanekage form, skill 1, basically your big burst, required 5 basic attacks to unlock, so you could actually use it onto the enemy. It was supposed to be a finisher, meaning that you would just have a very awkward comboing experience where you would need to really be there in the fight for a long time. You're not really a bruiser, you're not really somebody who's supposed to be in the fight for a long time, you don't really have that many self-heal mechanics. You are really supposed to be bursting, right? So this feels a lot better. You go in, you do a little bit of damage, and once you are pretty much done with them, either you just burst them down if they're the only enemy around. It's going to be a pretty easy pick, right? This is a character which will pick enemies on the side lanes very easily, since he can move around so much and so quickly. But of course, you don't really have that many defensive mechanics if you are just unable to really do that big burst. As you can see right there, the enemy has a little bit of defense or CC. You are left pretty weakened. So yeah, a little bit of an extra example. This is really what it should look like. You go in, usually and ideally with somebody else if it's big numbers, and you just attach to somebody to finish off as many people as you can. Obviously, attaching will only do damage to one person, but it's just enough to be able to contribute a lot in eliminating a key enemy into the battle. So TLDR, the devs really have tried to address the key issues with the body really feeling very exposed on your ultimate, while, well, changing all these things, making Hanzo still feel just as good as it did before, even better. Keeping the playstyle as well as the aesthetic of it all, and just focusing on that immersion of the devouring effects, the whole aesthetic theme of the character. So that's pretty much all I got for you today, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, and I'll leave you now with a little bit of information about what Aptoide is all about. And yeah, basically, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Bye-bye, see ya. So picture this, you are playing Mobile Legends Bang Bang, and you want to be buying anything within the game. Let's just say you want to be getting some gems, right? So what you're going to be going ahead to do normally, as well as through Aptoide, is click on anything you might want to purchase. But if you do so through Aptoide, you're going to be able to see that right from the get-go, you're going to be able to see a bonus that's going to be indicating how much of an extra value in the form of a cashback you would be getting if you're doing this purchase through Aptoide, right? So imagine I'm spending, what is it, €2.79 in this pack. Well, if I am using Aptoide, I am going to be able to get a bonus, in this case based off of the amount of a bonus that I currently have unlocked. That is going to be 23 cents, right? So 23 cents that I can accumulate and then use instead of my actual real money to make the purchases for me, right? So right now I don't have enough of it, but if I did, I could go ahead and select the AppCoins credits choice right there, and that would mean that that's my payment selected option, so I can use those instead of my actual real money to do the payment for me, right? So it's a matter of accumulating bonuses, scaling up the percentage of a bonus you are going to be getting from these purchases, which you can do by, for example, using my code down there in the description, as well as here on the screen, and then just going ahead and accumulating purchases until that percentage you're getting is just going to be bigger and bigger, all the way up to an extra 35% of any amount of money you're spending can be turned into a bonus, and therefore you can make those biggest purchases without actually, you know, spending that much money. Whenever you want to be spending and getting some gems or anything in the games, well, you can just go ahead and use Aptoide, and therefore you're going to be able to buy more stuff in the long run, accumulating those bonuses and being able to purchase more stuff basically for free whenever you have accumulated enough bonuses.